You saw the thumbnail correctly. You read the title of the video correctly. Your social media feed is displaying the information correctly, okay? Honkai Star Rail's stamina system is getting an update in version 1.3 to where the maximum cap of stamina you can have is going up from 180 to 240, aka a whopping 25% more than what it is currently, and also 25% more than what it is in Genshin Impact.
Oh my God! Yes! Yes!
So I just had a live stream last night, okay, where I pulled for Kafka and did her companion quest and all that, which you can check out with the card linked up top if you're interested in my live stream content. But I remember logging off and just going to bed right away because I wanted to be well rested when I edit the my Kafka summoning video to upload later today. But you know, I checked Twitter before I decided to like clock in and just start working away in DaVinci Resolve, and I see an image pop up right away that just made me go, all right, I'm stopping everything. This takes priority because holy crap, dude. We have been begging for this. So the information that I'm talking about is part of Honkai Star Rail's Developer Radio Volume 2 that's found on Hoyolab, which I will link in the description below. So let's go through it together because trust me, there's more than just the stamina news update here. Greetings Trailblazers, this is Pom Pom. Version 1.2 Even Immortality Ends has been online for a while. Have your adventures been smooth on the Xiang show? The crew has recently received a lot of feedback from Trailblazers. Now allow Pom Pom to answer these questions on behalf of the crew. Alright, so this is just some flavor text right here talking about what Pom Pom like interacting with the Trailblazers and stuff. So look at this. My Trailblaze power maxed out after sleeping in on weekends. Can the mechanism be improved? In version 1.3, the crew will increase the upper limit of Trailblaze power to 240. And furthermore, reserved Trailblaze power will be added. Once Trailblaze power maxes out, a percentage of the surplus is converted into reserved Trailblaze power. Dude, are we being for real right now? This game has been out for less than half of a year, I think. It released in April, like the end of April. So 4 months, this is August right now. Yeah, less than half of a year. And you mean to tell me that it's already about to get a better stamina system than Genshin Impact, dude? Because look, if you look into this further, right? Not only will the upper limit be increased to 240, which again is a whopping 25% increase from 180, but also the reserved Trailblaze power system. I believe this is going to function similar to the fragile resin system in Genshin Impact. I don't know if there's a similar system in Honkai Impact 3rd, so someone give me that information in the comments because I haven't played that game. But dude, this gives me the implication that reserved Trailblaze power will be collected automatically without you having to provide any like input, compared to Genshin where you have to like collect specific resources like those crystal flies and those crystal cores and have to convert that into fragile resin, right? I feel like the wording of this final sentence feels like this is going to be an automatic process that you don't have to worry about logging into the game to do, which is so awesome to me. Because to those of you who watched my Genshin burnout video, one of the things that sucked the most about me getting burnt out about Genshin was all the resin that I missed out on, even though I honestly didn't really have anything to spend it on because of like being in endgame. Because being in endgame of Genshin is kind of rough at the moment. So that was basically like a ton of resin that I just didn't use, and you know, it sucked missing out on all that resin because I just didn't log into the game to convert that resin into fragile resin. So if this is an automatic process that's done without logging into the game, I feel like that's awesome, dude. But even if it's not, just the limit being increased to 240 is enough for me. Like, oh my god, that is incredible, dude. There is more, shockingly, to this update. So, this person says, when going through the story dialogues, if I accidentally tapped somewhere on the screen, I couldn't see the previous dialogues again. Help me. I've ran into this issue, and I've ran into other content creators who misclicked sometimes because they were switching between their streaming program and the game, and they just happened to click an extra time and just skip some dialogue. It happens. So if this is being addressed somehow, that would be awesome. No problem. We are working on this new function already. In future updates, Trailblazers will be able to use a review button during story dialogues to replay the previous story dialogues. The update radio for Voice of the Galaxy will provide more details to Trailblazers when this function is ready to be released. It's probably not going to be ready for version 1.3, but the fact that it's being worked on at all is uplifting to me. I want to send stickers when chatting with friends. Chat stickers will be released in version 1.3. Cool for people who chat in game to each other. That's not me personally, but good for those people, you know. Feature's good regardless of whether it applies directly to me or not. That's important. Can the black bar at the bottom of the PC client be hidden? This optimization will be made in version 1.3. After the update, Trailblazers can choose whether to display the navigation bar at the bottom. So that bottom black area of like information of like what your button prompts do, that can be taken away, like hidden in version 1.3. That would be nice. I'd like that a lot. I forgot to log in on my birthday, so I missed the birthday mail. After version 1.3, Trailblazers will be able to receive birthday mails by logging in even after their birthday. Birthday mails will also be sent to any Trailblazers who have missed them earlier. Okay, cool. Cool for those people. There are many types of consumables, but they are inconvenient to use. Can you improve the experience of using them? PomPom has received a lot of feedback about consumables. The crew will improve the system of consumables in future versions to make them more convenient to use. The improvement plan is in the making. The update radio. So this part right here is interesting because I honestly believe that the consumable system in Honkai Star Rail is in a weird spot, right? To where there are legit some consumables that, despite being at the same rarity, are just straight up better than other versions of themselves. Like there's a form of a rice bowl consumable, and there's like another version of that rice bowl consumable that's like the same rarity, but is literally just better in every single way. And also I've always been so confused about the use cases of consumables because you can't like use them during combat, you know? I feel like Honkai Star Rail's combat system is a bit too simplistic at times, and I feel like one example of that simplicity, of it being too simple for its own good, is the fact that you can't use consumables during combat for like any potential buffs. Honestly, I feel like it can be done properly if like combat is like built with it in mind. Like if you use a consumable, it takes a character's turn or something like that. Or if you revive a character, they can't act for one turn after being revived, so you gotta make sure they stay alive after being revived before they can like take action again or something like that. There can be they can add some like strategic value towards the player making that decision of whether or not they can use, or whether or not they could or should use a consumable during combat. I feel like consumables at least should be able to be used during combat, in my personal opinion, just to add a little bit of variety to the gameplay, you know, and like keep the player from running into too many like no-win situations so easily when they're like still learning how to play the game. I feel like being able to use consumables during combat would also make the beginner experience a lot more easier and like forgiving as well. This is another interesting one. Will there be new items at Herta's store? I'm struggling to decide whether I should get the current light cones or not. PomPom has heard that after the version 1.3 update, new items will be listed at Herta's store. Apparently, there will be a new 5-star light cone for Nihility. Plan ahead with your Herta bombs if you're interested. Since I literally just pulled for Kafka and a bunch of other Nihility characters, I feel like I might skip out on maxing out my preservation light cone for the moment and just start working and just start saving up my Herta bonds just to get this light cone as soon as it comes out. Like, I feel like this light cone takes priority at the moment because it has to be at least somewhat decent. If nothing else, it'll at least be a new 5-star option for all the Nihility characters in the roster. Like, hopefully it'll be a good option for Luca, for Sampo, Pila, and Silverwolf and Kafka, dude. Let's hope it's a good one. While in auto battle, I always feel that some character abilities are not used in the most effective way. Can this be improved? Yes, the crew has received a lot of feedback about the logic behind how some characters automatically use their abilities, and we are sorry for the inconvenience caused. In future updates, the crew will continue to improve the auto battle experience and optimize the logic behind when to use abilities. I wonder if because I ran into this issue as well during auto battles, where sometimes my Tingyun will use her skill way too often, and also my Bronya will use her basic attack way too often. My Dan Heng will use his basic attack despite having more than enough skill points to use his skill. I feel like if there was an option to adjust what characters do, if you gave the player the option to customize what characters do during auto battle by character basis, that would be very interesting. Or maybe have like a list of options, like maybe this team is a bit more offensive maybe a bit more offensive and more proactive with using skill points during auto battles, or maybe a bit more defensive and conservative with skill points during auto battles, and just have some sliders to determine how that changes based on like what team you're using and stuff like that. I feel like that could be like a good plan, like a good like solution towards this like problem. But you know, I'm not a game developer. I know that is far easier said than done. That is the end of this developer radio, and dude, a lot of good information here. A new Nihility 5-star light cone in Herta shop, an update to the consumable system, but the big one, the absolute biggest thing by far, is the update to the Trailblaze Power cap, dude. Going from 180 to 240, that is huge, dude. That is absolutely huge. This is by far the biggest news of the update, in my personal opinion. Absolutely fantastic, dude. But yeah, that is the Voice of the Galaxy Developer Radio Volume 2 update for you guys. I just wanted to make this video really quickly before I start editing my Kafka poll video, because wow, this was very exciting for me. If you guys enjoyed the video, if you guys are excited about the update, about the potential updates coming to Honkai Star Rail, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.